Hello, 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 beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls. How's it going? Masterman's here from Brady Division of the East. I hope everybody's having a great evening, great day. Nisma, it's great to see your name and your presence here with us. Gina and maybe Tess, hopefully everybody's here okay. Haifa, thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for being here. All right, we're gonna get started with a little bit of an explanation as to what we're going to do. Thanks, and a hello to you too, Nasma. Okay, so today's training is going to be about, yes, test two. Thank you so much, Rina. It just makes me proud and happy to be with so many people. Okay, so without further ado, today's training is gut and brain healing. So gut's gonna be about this region, as you can imagine, but to help explain, the gut isn't necessarily the gut that necessarily would refer to just the intestines. When I mention the word gut, I mean the entire vital organ region here. So I want to make my gut feel happy today. And with a happy gut, I hopefully will produce a happy brain. All the emotions that are inside our gut really restrict our judgment as well as our higher cognitive function, our choice-making skills, actually. We are super proud of Golden Masterminds. Thank you, Vina, for the comment. All right, so if you didn't know, you should go to our Instagram and Facebook page. We posted a video of our choreography Qigong performance. That's a moving meditation that we did as a team together. And we just won gold a little over a week ago in the Korean Qigong Festival and competition. We sent our video to them. They judged it amongst 10 other international competing teams. And we got #1, baby, in gold. So hopefully you guys go ahead and see that. So that's a little bit of our Qigong modality. Back to gut. So with today, I hope that we can actually not only exercise and physically stimulate with repetitive pulsing and palpation, but we can also open up the meridians that tie into the different organs around the body. So we're going to look at both the direct palpation and stimulation of the different organs. We're going to look at the different meridian channels that relate to different organs and how we can open them up with a little slight stretching as well as tapping. And we're also going to then go into some intestinal breathing towards the end, followed by energetic awareness meditation around the gut area. So we're going to be able to actually feel different energies around different organs. And we're going to do a little bit of self-healing practice. So this one's a little bit new today. So we're going to repeat the do-in part. Do-in is pulling the body. So if anyone generally is a beginning, practitioner in brain education, they will generally feel like their body's been pulled open, right? That's actually the very first symptom that you would experience, like your body's open, much more free, liberated, and lighter. That's the first portion of brain education program. The second portion with the breathing is going to help accumulate the energies. And if you're sensitive enough, you'll actually feel different energies moving around the body and you'll feel different emotions with them. Finally, with the energetic awareness, you're going to actually move different energies with just our energetic sense around the body. And you're also going to practice all three dimensions. So physical movement, energetic with the breathing, and mind, and where you direct your consciousness and awareness. So that's the beautiful thing about brain education. We're going to cover it all today. In addition, some technological surprises. We've got a little bit of a warmer light with us, so that gives us a little bit more depth. If you notice, behind the wall, I don't feel like I'm stuck and plastered onto the wall. You actually feel like, oh, I'm getting further and closer to you. But we also got 3 cameras today, so it's going to be super nice. I'm super excited to kind of share that with you. All in the case of trying to make you feel like you're more a part of this program, like you're right here sitting with me, watching from different sides. So sometimes you don't want to sit right in front, sometimes you want to see it from the side, sometimes you want to sit a little bit further back, get a bigger perspective. That's why we do the things we do. All right, everybody. So without further ado, we might need a mat for later on. So make sure you've got some form of carpet, mat, anything like that, preferably a little thicker, softer on the low back. And then we're going to sit back into our chair. So chair, stand, mat for lying down, and then back to chair. Okay, let's do it. All right. And we're going to talk about this little baby a little later on. This is our belly button healing stick because we got the gut brain healing workshop happening this month too. All right. So without further ado, here we go. Let's get ready. All right, this is a Korean practice by tradition, so we're gonna do our Korean thing and greet each other. Let's go ahead, feet together, hands over your dunjan, and go ahead and greet each other. The word is 반갑습니다, 반갑습니다, and go ahead and greet your neighbor. 반갑습니다, 반갑습니다. Well done. All right, let's go ahead and start with a little bit of dungeon tapping. So go ahead and spread your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. bend the knees slightly. What I'm doing is I'm also tucking in my hip. So rather than having a duck feature with my back, I'm trying to tuck in the hip, make my back nice and flat, as you can see, and bend the knees slightly. That's going to happen almost automatically. The dungeon point is an acupressure point we're going to stimulate. It's about 4 fingers down from the navel, and from there, the waist about 4 fingers in. That's where your imagining things need to go. All right? Please ignore. I've got followers, new followers. Swipe. All right. Hands like so, thumbs inside, fingers rolled, and let's go ahead and get started tapping with our dungeon. So from here, let's go ahead in a continuous process for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, rhythm and continuous motion. 6, mind where you're tapping. 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going. 1, 2, 3, bouncing the knees softly. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. Keep tapping, keep feeling where you're tapping. 2, 3. If you feel any pain, any emotion, breathe it out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. If any of you got any kids, have them join along or do this with them later. Add a little rhythm, add a little tune. Make sure they're bouncing in rhythm. When the practice is enjoyable, you actually learn more and you also retain more. So keep going like this. Have a little bit of light feeling about your training. 2, 3. Who said training couldn't be fun? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Let's do 20 more. 1, 2, 3. Keep bouncing. Keep relaxing the arms. 5, 6. Remember to breathe out. 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. And tapping around. So if anyone knows the reason why we start with our dungeon, first of all, it's the center of our physical energy. A lot of the blood circulates down here in the center around our intestines. So we're warming up the body by bringing the attention of our mind to it. And so the energy goes there, circulation goes there, body gets warmer, and the mind gets cooler. Warm body, cool mind. That's the purpose of our first warm-up training. Good job. Now let's move into intestine exercise. Still part of our warm-up. Same posture as before, bending the knees slightly, tucking in the tailbone, keeping the back nice and back, nice and back, straight. Knees bent. And then from here, try with your hands around the center of your navel, pulling in, pushing out. So it looks like my hands are pushing and pulling my stomach, but it actually isn't. They're just placed there. My stomach is pushing and pulling itself, showing it to you from the side. So there's the push and there's the pull. Pushing and pulling. Again, more. Pushing and pulling. Pushing and pulling. So it's really important to recognize that it's your internal muscles that are working, but your hands are there to kind of help bring a little more direction and attention to them. Heba, so happy for you to join us. Thank you so much. For 2, 3, 4, good job. 5, 6, thank you so much for joining us. 7, 8, 9. So you can do this a little bit fast, but I'm going at a moderate speed because for some it's really hard to control and move the intestines. Sometimes you only move it about this much, about an inch or even a half inch, but even that is enough in the beginning. But soon with time and repetition, after you get over the initial discomfort, you're gonna get up about this much. So like really deep, boom, and then pushing out. So the range will actually come out about this much. So you get this much in, this much out, and then altogether, big distance. So that actually shows a little bit more flexibility to your organs. The less the tensions, the psychosomatic tensions, and also the fascia, the skin that's holding your organs together, the less taut your muscles are holding all that together. So it's also an indication of how relieved our low back is, and our back in general, actually. Breathing out, and releasing, in and out. Good job, Haifa, Dina and Tess, Nesma, Eva, well done everybody. And for all those watching on YouTube and on Facebook, amazing job joining us. Let's get our bodies super warm and our minds nice and cool. So remember to breathe out. This isn't the time to hold your breath. And notice the chest. If it's filling up, release it. Oh, you don't want your chest to kind of fill up a little bit more cloggy, more release. So the first thing you should notice is that this is getting easier. Another thing you should notice is that your body in general is getting warmer. If you generally have an easy perspiration method or system, you'll find you're actually sweating a little bit even now. Or just feeling a general sense of warmth. So make sure your attention is here. So keeping a good indication, a good measure of how this feels, not the skin, underneath. And release the breath, keep going. All right, let's do about 10 more. 1, 2, by 10 I mean 2, 3, 4, good job. See what I mean? Look at all these camera work coming in, coming out. Munira's having a bunch of fun. Producer, 5, 6. She's like carrying her hair out. Stop embarrassing me. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Go ahead and give your body a nice and gentle sweep. Sweep round, sweep round, sweep round, and sweep down. Well done, well done, well done. All right, so here we go. Notice that actually you will get more shoulder mobility and hip mobility just from doing this practice, the dungeon tapping and the intestine exercise. That's our warm-up. Let's get into it, all right? So like I mentioned, we're going to combine the palpation and the direct stimulation with the opening of the meridians. So let's go ahead and start with our stomach side, our left side, and then go over to our liver side, our right side. All right, bending one leg. Now, of course, if you have more flexibility in you, please use your mobility. You know, make it as challenging as you want it to be challenging. So I'm using the full length of my mat. This is about 1.5 meters. So a little more than 1.5 meters. So it looks like a 170 actually. Anyway, so from here, my body's upright. I'm gonna turn my body, twisting my body. My knees don't buckle, and I lean towards my bent knee. So there I'm pressing up on my stomach here, okay? So from here, I keep my hands in the center. I pull in and pull out. So this pressing of one side of our gut is really important to activate that organ, because that organ is going to feel that pressure, and then your brain is going to recognize that pressure through its neural feedback system, and it's going to say, hey, what's going on down here? Hold on, why is he feeling a little uncomfortable? Why is she feeling a little uncomfortable? We should probably do something about it and send stuff down here. See what I mean about this camera work? Look at that. 3. Oh, that's good. I mean, that's good. 4. 5. I'm super excited about the technology, by the way. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do 10 more. 1, 2. Pulling and pushing. It's not just a pull or pull and release. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow. So we have been bending our leg for quite some time. Whew. So go ahead and give it a nice gentle shake. And the other side too. And then from here, let's go ahead and do a stomach stretch. So go ahead and zoom us out. Yeah. So here was the side we were working on, okay? Keep your knees bent a little bit, so soften the joints. And let's go ahead and open up the stomach meridian. Your stomach meridian runs a little closer to the center, but down from here and then through. So we're gonna lean over to one side, and you might start feeling something over here. That's a different meridian. Then we're going to try and turn our waist so that our elbow is pointed towards the back until we feel it more closer to the front. There it is. So we're gonna try and pull our arms back, right? And then open up this part here, this front part here. So you may feel it like here, you feel it on the side, here you feel it on the front. Squeeze and clench your butt together so to protect your low back. That'll keep the low back part protected, especially if your back is sensitive. And breathe out as you feel that opening in that meridian. You want to imagine in your mind like there's a gentle line being stretched, like a highway. So keep that opening, pull back that arm. Just feel it. Pull back even further, and you can lean back too, and then turn. So there's a few things you can do. Pull back the hand, turn a little bit, and lean back. Good job. If you guys don't know what that means, it feels so good. And from here, let's go ahead and tap the area we were just opening. So we're palpating, stimulating, stretching with the meridian opening, and then tapping the acupressure points across the meridian lines. So to explain the definitions, meridian line is the channel, the highway across which energy flows, similar to the nervous system, but not exactly the same. And then the points are points like traffic lights across the highway that you want to be green all the way. You don't want any red traffic lights, so open them up. Good. All right, let's do the same thing on the other side. So you're learning a little bit, you're doing as well at the same time. Coming over to the right side, keep that nice leg straight on one, bent leg on the other, body upright, and then we're going to turn our waist to the bent leg side, coming down towards the knee. Now let's begin. We're doing 20 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, squeeze it in. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, real up close and personal. 7, 8, 9, whoa, 20. Feeling the heat. Sweep that open. Okay, so that was our liver side. Our right side is our liver side. So it's actually a much bigger organ. It expands a little bit, creeping over the left side too. Comes all the way, and it's like this big kind of trapezium or triangle, kind of in this shape here, sitting right underneath our lungs and our diaphragm. So let's go ahead and open that up. And the same meridian, by the way, the meridians are symmetrical on both sides. If your stomach meridian is here, it's also here. Your liver meridian is here, it's also here. It's just left and right, and that's about it. So from here, go ahead, lean to one side. Now our liver meridian is not the same place as our stomach meridian. It's actually a little bit further away from the center. So all you gotta do is turn it a little bit until you feel it kind of on the, barely, like not directly on the side, a little bit in. And that's where our liver meridian is gonna lie down. And then we lean back a little bit and then open up the right hand. You wanna feel vividly that line that you're pulling. If you don't feel it exactly, it's okay, but just imagine an area between the side and the center. You're probably gonna get a little bit of it at least. Breathe out, pull open, pull back the arms. Exhale, there it is. Exhale, woo. Twisting. Oh, you want to imagine like it's relieving each time. All right, so from here, let's go to the tapping. All the acupressure points across this energy line, those traffic lights, let's get them green. Oh, and if you feel a little bit of pain, perfect. You just found your block. So you just found your red light. Tap that red light. Go ahead and make it open. If it stings a little bit, good. That pain is pain exiting the body. A little bit of a sting doesn't really hurt the body as much as you just feel a little bit of discomfort and pain, but there's not really any damage happening to the body. In fact, it's probably doing more good than damage. Don't be afraid to tap a little bit harder. Wow, well done. Okay, so let's go ahead and affect our lower intestines this time as well, okay? So feet are a little bit wider. We're gonna come into a nice little horse riding stance. And I say horse because the horse's belly is nice and round. So you gotta push the knees out a little bit. So don't let them like dangle in like this. Push the knees out like you're sitting on a horse, exactly, this big horse. And you're leaning forward, but keep your back nice and straight. So from here, showing it from the side, like that. Keep your back nice and straight, it's okay. It works. And then from here, now we're pulling in and out. 1, 2. So you're feeling it across the waist and across the low back, because more inevitably, we're going to actually affect our kidneys too, because when our intestines are kind of hanging at the bottom and we suck them in, we're gonna press up against the back, the low back specifically, and that's where our kidneys are sitting. So this is something for the intestines as well as the kidneys. If you feel that tension, that stretching sensation in your low back as you're doing this, perfect. You don't want to feel too much pain, but you don't want to feel like it's an opening or a stretch right here in the low back. So let's keep going now with the count for 20. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, nice and deep. Keep your body warm. Your mind should be down here. 8, 9, 10. Keep going. 1, 2, 3. Remember, make your gut feel good, make your brain feel good. Make your gut happy, make your brain feel happy. 7, 8, 9. Good job. 10. 10 more. 1, 10 more. 2, 3, 4. Having a little fun here. 5, 6. 10 more. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Wow. Go ahead and sweep around. I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely feeling the heat. The AC's turned on and I'm steaming, man. Honestly, this intestinal exercise makes my body super warm. Okay, so from here, let's go ahead and yes, we're going to open up the intestines as well as the kidneys. So this is actually going to involve a bit of a twist in both directions. So go ahead, bring your feet together, hands back here. And now all I want you to do is take a deep breath in and pull your elbows back. And then twist to one side. Oh, there it is. You feel it on your low back. Feel your kidneys being kind of twisted out of shape. Hold that breath. 3, 2, and relax. Nice job. All right, let's do the same thing over to the other side, please. Now from here, go ahead. Hands interlaced behind the back. Interlaced, I mean like this, interlaced. And then over here, inhale. And then twist. Oh, feel that. Oh, and lean back a little bit. Oh, yes. Feel the kidneys being stimulated. 3, 2, 1. Feels so good. All right, now we need a little bit of like stronger tapping around the waist meridian and around our low back. So palms open. This is not going to get as deep as with your fists, but it's going to get nice big scope and breadth in terms of the area that you cover. Let's do this. Tap on your lower abdomen and tap towards the middle of the lower abdomen, sides, all the way to the upper hips, around your waist. And let's do the count because this is nice and fun. Keep your arms relaxed. You want to feel a little bit of a sting or a little bit of vibration, feeling it all the way to the low back. 2, 3, 4. Relax the arms. 5, 6, going round the equator of your waist. 7. You got to imagine like this is the core, like how the earth has a core and it's super hot. You have a core and it's super hot. So go around the equator, make it even warmer. Yes, 10 times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow. Happy body, happy heart, power brain. Okay, now let's do this. Are you ready? We're going to go to the floor this time, and we're going to do a little bit of floor stretches to actually open up our kidneys now too, before we go to the breathing. You guys ready? Let's do that. Oh, yeah. Cha-cha-cha. Oh, wow. Okay. So we're going to hold the pose, hold the stretch, and we're going to twist the body so we kind of expose the kidneys a little bit. And then we're going to pull the intestine exercise as well. So this is 3 things happening at the same time. A twist of the meridians, a bending forward, so we're pressing against the kidneys as well as we're kind of like pressing onto them. And then we're also moving the intestine exercise too. So go ahead and open up to your flexible range that you feel comfortable doing. And then come over to the side, turn the body, and lean forward towards your straightened leg. Try and flex the foot back. Probably better. Now you feel it back here, yes? And that's exactly where we're targeting. So try and twist it even more. Oh, yeah. And come down here. And now let's do the intestine exercise. Oh, yeah. You can keep one hand to kind of know where your stomach is at, or you can do it without the hands here just to hold. And then let's pull and push. 1, 2. I don't know if you can see it, but you can see the wrinkles in my clothes. The intestine is definitely moving. 4. See right there. 5, 6, 7. Oh yes. You see how this part is really squeezing? Oh, beautiful angle. 8, 9, 10. Geez, these cameras get really up close and personal. 9, 10, I'm like, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I did say you need a better look, but 5, 6. So no, it's good. It's good. You guys get to see exactly what's going on. 8, 9, 20. Oh, okay. Hi, Shimada. Guess what comes next for the stretch? Opposite. So we're actually going to try and lean our elbow back here, and then, whoa, boy. That's where we were moving or where we were pressing. So opening up a little bit. And exhaling out. Just feel a gentle stretch. It's not a big stretch, it's just a gentle one. And you can twist it out a little bit more to feel even deeper. Exhale. Nice job. Relax back into neutral position. Go ahead and tap where you were moving. And tap where you were bending forward and stretching. Right here, one side of your low back. Well done, guys. Just like that. Go ahead and give yourself a strong tap. Tapping the low back really strongly is never going to be a deterrent for your health. In fact, it's going to really wake up the circulation and your nervous system down here, connecting a lot more to your lower body and your hips. Okay, same thing for the other side. Let's go ahead and switch, please. Try and find a nice flexible posture. Always challenge yourself a little bit, at least a little bit. Turning your body. Let's go ahead and lean forward. You want to feel it back here, yes? So from here, remember that foot thing? Let's hit back. Well done. All right, so from here, I'm just looking to feel it like back here. Now, if I can go down further, you know, like that further, please do. But then the intestine exercise becomes a little bit more difficult to manage. So go enough that you feel it, and then you're going to move the intestines too, and then you're going to feel something else. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whew, I'm feeling it already. I'm feeling my low back spreading open, and I'm feeling my intestines kind of like squeezing out all that tension. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I want to say shout out to Hiba for joining us all the way from San Diego. Wow, what a beautiful testament for health and self-giving. Beautifully done. All right, so what are we doing? Oh yeah. Lean back, stretch it open, just the part that you were squeezing on right here. Oh, and then twist it open like so. Looks like a beach pose, honestly. Yeah, it does look a bit like a beach pose, but you're gonna feel it. Some of you may feel it all the way down in your hips, but just let that happen. That's okay, don't worry too much. 4, 5, breathe out, 6, 7, 8. If anyone walks in on you like this, just say we're chilling, we're hanging out. All right, back to neutral. And go ahead and tap the area where you were squeezing and putting pressure on, and then all the way to the back. Oh, cha 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 cha. Well done, well done. Okay, guys, so let's get ready for intestinal breathing. We're going to do a few postures here in intestinal breathing before we do a beautiful energy qigong meditation for our dungeon and our intestine area in general. Okay, guys, let's do it. I'm going to show you the postures right now. We're actually going to do 3 postures. We're going to do legs bent, then hip up, and then hips back down, knees up. All right, so showing you postures 3, 1 to 3. All right, first up, you have it here. Now, if you want to know the distances, first, the knees are actually about 2 fists apart, like that. So if I have both my fists like there, it's right between my knees, it's about 2 fists apart, okay? Feet are flat on the floor. You're gonna notice a bit of a gap, a distance, a spacing between your low back and the mat. Try and remove that. The way you do it is you actually roll in your knees like so until you really feel your low back is flat on the floor, and then try to gently press it down whilst the low back is still touching. If you still haven't managed to do that, you just have to lift up your tailbone or tuck in the hip until your low back is touching, and then slowly set it down flat on the floor. So try and really flatten out the intestines. This is going to help you feel the breathing a lot deeper too. You want as much of your spine in line and flat with the floor. So try also and tuck in the chin. That's also going to lengthen the spine further, and you're going to feel a bit of a stretch and an opening. Now you're really nice and flat with the back. So we're going to go straight to intestine breathing, just like intestine exercise, but this time coupled with the breathing. If your neck is really uncomfortable, your chin's up here, please place a gentle towel up there underneath your head. La luz. So we're going to also change the atmosphere a little bit for you. That's why we got two suns in the room. Try. Ooh, look at that. Get you into the breathing mode. See? Inhale. And exhale down. Your mind following your intestines as they expand and as they contract. In these breathing postures, we're going to try and breathe in through our nose, down and through to the abdomen, and from the abdomen, breathe out through our mouth. The quality of the breath should be soft, silk, and smooth. The triple S's: soft, silk, smooth. What I mean by that is it's soft enough that when you have a feather in front of your mouth, the feather barely flutters. So even though your breath is deep, when you breathe out, whatever's in front of you, even if it was a tissue or paper, it barely moves. Smooth because it's consistent in the way it's spread. You know, you're breathing in gently. It's not like, and then slow. So smooth all the way in. Smooth all the way out. Soft and silk. You know, when you brush silk over like a body or bed sheets, your breath should feel like silk running through your body. So just the feeling of the breath coming through your airways should feel comforting, cooling. These qualities really engage your homeostasis and bring you into a fine parasympathetic mode of healing. Scan and see where the air is going. Follow it in all the way to the depth of your body. And follow it out through the mouth. Try when you do this now. Let's bring in the feet a little bit closer. Let's raise up the hips so that they're nice and in line with the chest. So knees, hips, and chest are all in one line. And we're going to continue in the same way breathing. Notice how my elbows are relaxed on the floor. This shouldn't be too much of a challenge for anyone, but if it becomes a bit of a strain in your low back, I'd rather you be comfortable in this particular breathing sequence. In others, you can challenge yourselves, so you can rest back to posture number 1 and keep going there. Imagine each time all that heaviness and tension inside your body is exiting out through and with your breath. In each of these breathing postures, you should be able to hold them anywhere between 3 and 5 minutes. But for the time being, I just want you to be conscious and mindful of your breath. You can count them. Counting really helps you become a bit more mindful of what you're doing. And that could be 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, your breath could be a little bit quicker than mine. I'm moderating it to a gentle and moderate speed. But for some, this could be quicker. That's okay. So long as it's silky, smooth, and soft. You may feel some tensions in your hamstrings, in your butt, in your waist. Try and be mindful of this place here. Even if you feel those tensions, those are probably good for the body and raising your body's power to accumulate energy inside it. Slowly release down from posture number 2, and let's get into posture number 3. So in posture number 3, we are lifting up our knees, making sure our low back is on the floor, and we're keeping them at a 90-degree angle. In this posture, you will notice that my feet are slightly pulled back. I want to open up the bottom of my palm. The middle of that, bottom of my feet. That posture down there, or that acupressure point, is called the Yung Chun. You want to open it up a little bit. And then here, we're getting back to our intestine breathing. Same distance of the knees, about 2 fists wide. And our feet are not together, they're apart, also about 2 fists apart. When you breathe in, expand through the abdomen. And when you breathe out, move from the abdomen to the mouth. Now here we may feel some tensions, but honestly these are just blockages that we would usually have around our hip joints. So it's good to open up the circulation, the energy inside our hip joints. It gives us more access to our gut region. And at this point you are truly accumulating energy on the inside of the thighs and releasing energies on the outside. So releasing energies from here may be heavy. That's why you're feeling that tension down here. So be mindful of that. Don't try and avoid it because it feels a little uncomfortable. But it's not exactly pain so much as it is heaviness. Notice the difference. This isn't necessarily painful as much as it feels like it's lagging and tugging on your body and it's heavy. So that is different. It's nothing that hurts the body. But that is how much energy we usually accumulate down here. It becomes stagnant, it becomes heavy, it becomes super loaded. So be patient through this heaviness. Try and breathe it out through the mouth. Understand that the energy is accumulating here into our dungeon and our gut region, and trying to work its way through and out through that opening mentioned in the feet. Just under a minute here in this posture. Like I said, if this becomes a bit too much for you, you could return back to posture number 1 with the feet down and then bring it back up when you're ready. Your focus should always be here and on the breathing, regardless of what you feel anywhere else. In fact, if consciousness is fully in this place, you wouldn't be able to feel any other place. That's the power of your mind. You can focus exactly where it feels and what it feels. Nothing else. And Relax the feet fully. Relax the hands fully. If this is a little uncomfortable for your low back, you can keep the knees up. Try and relax everything down all the way flat. Relax the arms and the hands. Do a gentle scan of the body with your mind. Notice where there's any residue tension, any feelings left behind, any of that. Imagine like it's coming out through the edges, the very tips of our body and our limbs, like our hands, out through the fingertips, out through the toes and the bottoms of the feet. This is a very, very precious and sensitive moment where we can be overhauled with emotion or memory. Remembering things, thoughts, and feelings. Don't fall down the rabbit hole, but watch them like you're watching a television show. See them as they pass. Notice why your mind brought them to surface. If they were in your unconscious, you didn't give them any thought. Now they're rising to your awareness. That's probably something there you wish to heal, because you came to this training in order to heal and grow yourself, to become a person with great character. So that's what's right there in the way, something in front of you need to address. It's not necessarily a problem. It could bear a gift, an opportunity, a message. Well done. From here, I'm going to turn, and we would usually continue seated, but instead, I'm going to try and come onto a chair. Keep your mind with you inside your body. Bring our chair back to us. I shouldn't have. All right. Try not to distract your attention. Keep your mind here inside your body. And then I want you to slowly rest your hands on your knees. If you actually feel comfortable staying seated on the floor and in a lotus posture or a half lotus posture, or just legs crossed posture, this is a good option for someone who wouldn't be able to handle hips open like that for a longer period. Make sure your feet are flat on the surface of the floor. And your body is upright, like there's a string pulling it all the way up like that. And then rest your hands. Here, I want you to bring your attention and your mind all the way down to your hands, the middle of your hands, the middle of your palms. Like your mind is literally traveling and splitting itself into the two halves of either palm. From the mind, you go into the heart, and from the heart, down into the palm. Like you're gathering energetic tension or conscious attention in your palms. Filling them up, if you like, so that these hands can become your healing hands. Let's go ahead and draw some energy sensitivity to them. As you raise a little bit, imagine like they each hold a plate or a certain plate of energy, pressure of energy. Lift them up gently, and you can even feel that resistance or that energetic tension. And as you turn the palms, feel how it changes, tingles, spikes. Start off with a gentle Qigong. Qigong is energetic awareness meditation between the palms. So this is Qigong with the palms. As you bring your palms close, you feel the energy compressing or pushing against your palms, maybe even pulling. But each person's individual experience may be different. And as you expand, try and notice that expansion. Try and notice the compression. As you do this, feel the space between your palms. Good. So try and remain sensitive. Don't just move it right away. Head slowly with your palms to your danjan or your intestine exercise, but without touching the stomach. So it's like you're doing it with energy or breathing. Notice how I'm moving my palms slowly so that I don't lose the sensation inside my palms. So that I keep feeling that gentle energetic tension and pressure. It's starting to feel a little different because it's in front of something else. So there it is. That's the energy that you're interacting or integrating with your danjan, your second chakra. So just like intestinal breathing, this time we're doing qigong with our abdomen. As we inhale, and as we exhale. Yeah. Relax the palms to enhance the sensation. The body expands like the balloon. And your palm feels the expansion and contraction. So let's move to different parts of the body. Let's hone in on our stomach. So this doesn't have to match the breath any longer, but we're extracting, reviving, and recycling energy into our own stomach. So I want you to work with words of kindness to your stomach. You know, an appreciation for what it's done, what it's processed, what it's eaten, making space for all the beautiful foods you have. And at the same time, carrying your stresses. It does so much to keep us at bay from all the harmful stuff. It even tells us when we have a bad stomach. It reacts right away, doesn't it? It tells us when we've had something bad to eat. So it always is the first barrier to protect us. And it also carries that stress, not because that's its job, but because it's trying to protect you, defend you. You need to be able to trust your body to know that these feelings are feelings your stomach is able to produce just because it's its natural intelligence. Slowly, keep with that energy sensation, keep with that feeling inside your palms, move it across to the liver. Now your liver spreads all the way through from the left side and across the middle of your body here. So go ahead and feel your liver. That's it. Here your liver may feel heavy or you may feel very light. You know, who knows how our sensation may be, but please follow this energy. If you feel there's some heaviness there, you know, move it out a little bit. Like you're kind of shaking out or moving the energy through it. Even if you don't feel too much, it's okay. If you don't feel too much, try and focus on just the imagination that you're sending it good news or good messages from your palms, almost like you're caressing it. You don't have to touch it. You could, but you know, we're caressing it with a little bit of a feeling, a presence, and attention. Let's do the same thing slowly with our kidneys. Slowly. Slowly, so don't lose the energetic tension. Remember, you don't have to, like, how can I say, touch them directly. Just kind of in front of there, right above the waist. There. So you're coming in and out, kind of like carrying them and letting them go. That's it. So don't build up tension in these shoulders, not too much. Just enough to feel that energetic tension behind or around your kidneys. And then back to the center for your danjan. So this is the level of your navel, a little lower than your navel, right around the waist. If you've lost the energetic tension or that sensation and it's lighter, don't worry. Keep your mind focused even if you feel less. Just here. If you're overexuded with a feeling of peace, of calm, of comfort, then it's working. If you're not fully aware of the sensation or the feeling. Your brain knows exactly what you're trying to do, so it will help you. You have to believe that for it to work, for it to have interest, for your brain to have interest. You need to have interest. And slowly sweep down. Wow, let's go ahead and rub our hands together. Make the palm super hot. La luz, recuerda? And cover your eyes. Wow. Go ahead and rub your eyes on your face. The lights back on. Wakey, wakey, and sleep down. And go ahead and hug and twist and wake up your spine. We've been sitting for quite some time. Hi, Shonada. Wow. Sweep all the way down. Hi, Shonada. And that's the end of our practice. Let's go ahead and thank each other before we do a quick sharing. Hands over your danjan, and let's thank each other. The word is kamsamnida. Kamsamnida. Well done, well done, well done, well done, well done. Yeah. Wow. Heba, Nesma, Vina, and Tess. Whoa, 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 whoa. Everyone else is watching on the YouTube, on Facebook. Well done, everybody, for making it this far. Wow. Please share your feeling. I hope that this has actually helped you feel some sense of bodily comfort, and your brain does feel happy because of it. You do need to recall that your body is your second brain. So make your body happy in a good way and make your brain happy too. Tess, wow, wow, wow. Energy was powerful. I felt it moving my hands until I couldn't really feel my hands. Wow, thank you so much for that beautiful sharing, Tess. Heba, love it. Thank you, and so relaxing. Yes, well done. And then my third eye chakra was vibing. Ooh, up here. You have to also recognize that your danjan is going to be a straight up amplifier power boost for your third chakra. That's going to be like, sorry, your sixth chakra. That's going to be like the circulation of how the energy flows. Your conception vessel meridian comes down from the heart down into your danjan. And your danjan goes into the power loop underneath the perineal floors and back up to your spine. Boom. So well done. I'm feeling that all the way through. Amazing and relaxing. Thank you so much, Nesma. I appreciate your sharing and your being here. Well done. Okay, guys, so that's it for today's gut brain. Oh, my crown chakra opened. Vina. Ooh, this was beautiful. More beautiful, believe it or not. It is. It's so powerful. People think that because we're working on this question, on this part here, that we're actually ignoring the heart, ignoring the body. When I aim for this, the whole body is going to benefit, including the heart, including everything of wisdom and intellect and intuition up here. Question from Nesma. What is the relationship between the throat and the gut? Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so your fifth chakra here, let's take it from the principle and philosophy of what each represents. So your throat chakra is going to be definitely the one to do with emotional honesty and truth, meaning explaining and expressing that tension of things you wish said, but you don't usually say. And I don't mean about being honest. These are things that you don't necessarily feel like you're lying about if you don't say them, but you wouldn't usually say them. You wouldn't usually express them. And so the funny thing is that the relationship between both is that when you're working on such a powerful energy center as this one, and it works its way up the back, it's going to get stuck at whatever area you're going to feel most blocked. Does that make sense? So say the area that you need to address or have the most homework in is your throat, your emotional honesty, your expression, your sense of direction, which is also partly the expression I want to go here, I want this, or I don't feel like this, or I don't want that. That's going to be blocked if you're not being honest with yourself, because the energy is going to be riding and it's going to show up and expose wherever you feel the most blockage or tension. So that's how it connects. And I think that's a bit of a revealer and something of a homework that you could work on. So I would say look up more information on the fifth chakra, but if it holds more truth to you, kind of they're going to give you a lot of different symptoms and reasons as to why the fifth chakra may be blocked or not solid. You don't need to pay too much attention to each one of the symptoms, but see which one connects to you the most. So if you read something like emotional honesty, direction and purpose, those things, I don't have so much honesty when it comes to things like that. See which one connects to you and work on it. So when you feel like, I better not say that, say it anyway. It's not going to hurt anybody. And even if it does, you wouldn't know until you try. So well done. Tess said, how do you stop pins and needles in this position? It's a bit of a technical one, actually. You would change the angle of either the hip or the knee. Oh. Excuse me. Okay, we're good. So you would actually change the angle of the knee and the hip, mainly because it could be that the chair is pressing up on the thigh, so it's holding up. Thank you, bless you too. Thank you so much. So you could be blocking some kind of vein, which would be cutting circulation, resulting in the pins and needles. So I would actually sit further forward, having a little more flush of the heels, or have a softer cushion, or change out the position of the hip. So if I have my hip all the way here, it could be blocking some circulation. So I would open it out a little bit, and you'll notice a change right away. So change one of the angles on the base and the hips, and you'll find circulation find its way back, and the pins and needles will actually reduce. So it's a bit technical, but you got to experiment with what angles. Those are usually what does it for me. All right. في لايف اليوم على الانستا ولا أنا فهمت غلط؟ هبة, yes, there was a live on the Insta, and we posted it on our Facebook and Instagram page. It's such a beautiful live. Of course, you're going to need your Arabic friends if you don't speak Arabic to explain this to you, but we actually tried and talked about what it means to have a group retreat or a group healing and training, and how it affects the individual in their own healing journey and experience. Because a lot of times, and I don't mean every Arab country in the world, there's about 26 of them, but a lot of countries, especially around the Gulf region, may have some reservations as to encouraging participation in a group. So what that happens is that they will actually feel less inclined to share and open up and join in a group activity because it's not for them. I have a different condition today. All these preconceptions, and we go through each of them one by one as to how this is actually very beneficial. In fact, more beneficial sometimes than a one-to-one session. The group, the power of a group in helping the individual as well as helping the group and the community. So it's a beautiful training. I think the intention was to encourage people to really open up to new experiences, especially if it involves travel, new places, new people, and not to feel that this is my healing journey, that it needs to be an individual journey alone. We heal as individuals, we heal as groups, we heal as communities. And that was the whole point, to realize that there was more than one dimension to the journey of healing. And that's it. So it's on our Instagram. You can watch it anytime. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this training and you hope you enjoyed this session. One last plug for our healer. This is it. This is the Healing Life Tool. It's called the Healing Life Tool, actually. We're going to be using this to get into our deeper gut regions and telling you about the different techniques about gut brain healing, and specifically our trademark belly button healing. In this month's gut and brain healing workshop, we're going to be hosting it later on this month. Check our Insta link for more details on the dates, to ask for more information. All you got to do is sign up the name and the email, and we'll send that over to you so you can read up all about the tool, read up all about the workshop, and just get a whole blast of new knowledge around your way. And it's really good for people who have low back pains in general gut issues, intestinal issues, even emotional psychosomatic issues that just don't seem to be going away, stored around this region. So good and recommended for that. Okay. كل يوم عم استعملها بتجنن. Wow, every day I'm using it. It's lovely. Great job, Hiba. I love it. Let us know if you need any more videos. I hope the book is helping, because it does come with a book. And yeah, you've got the gut brain healing. Oh yes, you do get the recording of the workshop. So this will be recorded and sent over to you, so you have a copy of it as well. All right, guys, that's it for me. I have taken more than enough of your time. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you, and I love you all so much. Thank you so much, Bina and Tess, Hiba and Nisma, and everyone who joined us over on the YouTube and the Facebook. I appreciate you all. I love you from my heart. Thank you from my mind. Love you guys. See you next time. Bye. Master Maz out.